Hi, welcome to the International Astronomy Show. I'm Grant from First Light Optics, and behind the lens we've got Chris from First Light Optics. We're going to give you a little tour of our stand this year. We're going to start at what we call Takahashi Alley. So we're starting here with a new mount. You've probably not seen this, it's only just been announced, just released. This is a HAE 16 from Ioptron, really tiny harmonic drive mount. Absolutely huge payload for its size, 16 pounds. I don't know what that is in new money, 8 kilos in new money. For its size, that's just an amazing payload, so portable, really reliable tracking, and an excellent build quality as you always get with Ioptron. It's got Wi-Fi built in. Really nice mount, really nice tripod as well. The Ioptron carbon fibre tripods are absolutely stunning, huge payload, and they fold down to nothing and weigh almost the same. On top you've got a Takahashi 60mm, beautiful little scope, and this has got our Stellar Lyra rings on it and our Stellar Myra dovetail. This is a super compact little refractor, really nice optics as you would expect from Takahashi, nice solid focuser. Take you over to an FSQ85. So this is an excellent imaging scope, very flat field, great focuser, great optics as you all know from Takahashi. This is using our Stellar Lyra rings as well and our Stellar Myra dovetail on it. And the mount it's on is a HAE 69 iMate version. So again, you may not have seen these. These actually have essentially a sort of a little mini computer built in. So you can connect all of your accessories to the mount and control everything through the mount. So the mount actually is a computer. You don't need a separate computer. You can do it all wirelessly logged into the mount. Underneath, it's on an Ioptron tribe here. These are really solid. If you don't want to use a tripod, you're worried about tripod hit with a long refractor, these are great. They fold down to almost nothing as well. Next we've got a HAE 29. So this is got a capacity of about 18 kilos, only weighs 4.6 kilos. On top we've got something very special, which is the only one in Europe as we understand it, which is the new Takahashi FCT 65, which is a triplet designed not purely for imaging. It's a good visual scope as well, but you can tell it's got astrophotography in mind. Very good focuser on it, really smooth, really stable, fluorite optics. These are Takahashi tube rings, which I've not seen from Takahashi before, on a Takahashi dovetail. So sort of bringing their optics and their experience up to that astrophotography, more portable market. So we're really excited to try this. Next we've got another newer mount, HEM27 harmonic drive with a Takahashi 76 on top. So the 76 DCU is an f7.5, but there are shorter focal length versions available. And the HEM27 has been a very popular harmonic drive. It's been out a short while now, but it's proven to be a really good mix of payload, about 13.5 kilo payload, and again on the Ioptron carbon fibre mount. This is a very special scope. It's one of our favourites, isn't it, Chris?
Yeah.
This is the Takahashi 100, and really outpunches itself for its aperture. It's absolutely phenomenal scope, visual and great imaging scope as well. But generally, I think most people use them for visual, and it's such a pure view that you get through these with the fluoride optics. These are using our Stellar Lyra rings and Stellar Myra dovetail again. Lovely focuser. And this is on another newer mount, a HAE 43 iMate, again with that built-in computer, big payload for not a very big mount. You can see there's no counterweights on any of these so far. It makes it so much easier. And it's on a really nice new tripod from Starfield. This is a tripod 1000, folds down, very small, really easy to set up, huge payload, really stable with those legs, and you've got no fear of tripod strike with these. Plenty of clearance for long refractors. Next up we've got the Beast. This is a CM120 from Ioptron. This isn't a harmonic drive, this is a traditional worm and wheel, but it's got a huge payload. This is an observatory class mount, and it's on an observatory class pulsar pier. Really nice and stable with one of our pier plates on top. So this has got a very special telescope on top, which is a Takahashi 2A 130. Absolutely beautiful instrument, incredible optics, incredible for imaging, incredible for visual. It's one of those sort of dream telescopes, and I think it makes a lovely combination here. We're pleased to have it on display and to finish off our Takahashi Alley. I don't know if you want to get me in for comparison, but this is an absolute beast of a setup. So come and take your picture with it. Next, we've got our display tree. This is tree number 2. And we're going to start off on the William Optics leg. At the bottom, we've got an FLT 120. This has got an absolutely stonking focuser on it. It's an absolute beast, huge focusing knob. Really nice optics in this. And with being William Optics, it is very, very sexy. Very nice build quality. Next up, we've got a Pleiades 111. This has the WFD center focusing that William Optics are moving to, which is where the optics are moved internally rather than your imaging train at the back. So your imaging train remains completely locked and stable, no flexure, and everything is done internally. You can still autofocus this just as you would any other focuser. You know, a ZWE-AF goes straight on here, no problem. And it's really proven itself really well. Next up, we've got a Red Cat 71, same internal focusing now, and these are really portable, really nice to use. They've all got the handles built in with the Sinter style finder shoe, so you can put your guide camera in here or your ASIR or whatever it is you're using. And then on top, we've got another Pleiades. This is the 68mm, again with the center focusing. And beautifully made. I really like this blue and black colour scheme actually. I think it looks really nice in the flesh. So this is our William Optics tree, and yeah, look at the very sexy optics. It's always worth a look at the optics on these. Next up, we're going to move over to our Sharpstar and ASCAR leg. At the bottom, we've got an FRA 600. So this is a quintuplet, very flat field f5.6, 108mm aperture. These have been around for a little while now, but they are excellent flat field, faster scopes in the ASCAR range, and a huge focuser on this. It's an absolute beast of a focuser, very strong, very stable. Next up, we've got a Sharpstar 94. Again, been around a little while now, the Sharpstar 94, but it's still a very good triplet, really good focuser on it, and we've got some really good discounted pricings on these at the moment. Next one up is the first in the PHQ range that we've got on display, but we actually have the whole range here this weekend. This is the 80 PHQ. So the PHQ is longer focal length. This is f7.5, 80mm, really nice green and black and white colour scheme. With all the Sharpstar and ASCAR scopes, they've got excellent focusers, very stable, big focus, oversized focusers, which give you that stability. And then at the top, we've got a newer ASCAR 71 flat field. This is incredible value for money. This is $599 on our website, and we've got a show price on it today. But this has the quad, it's quad, so 4 lenses. Means it's really easy to get, you haven't got to worry about back focus, just slap your camera in the back, get in focus, and you're there. Good focuser again, 2 finder shoes, and the handle is also a finder shoe again as well. So it makes it super easy to get all your guide scopes and your ASIR and all your other gubbins installed on top of the telescope. Coming over to this leg, we've got some more of the PHQ range. At the top, we've got the 65 PHQ, which is the little baby in the range. Super lightweight, excellent focuser again. Great grab and go setup. Nice long dovetail. They're really good with long dovetails on these, so it makes balancing much easier. A lot of scopes you end up having to put longer dovetails on, but the ASCAR range have really thought about the details on things like this. All have retractable juice shields as well, make them a little bit more portable. Just lovely build quality on these. The next one up is the 107 in the PHQ range. I'm a big fan of this colour scheme as well. Looks really great, and they've all got excellent colour correction, excellent performance. Next up is one of my favourites at the moment, is the ASCAR 120. I'm using this for a solar setup at the moment, and the focus is a beast on this. I've got a quantum on the back, which means it's got a huge heavy payload and it takes it no problem. This handle is super helpful. The oversized dovetail as well again. Just lovely build quality, lovely optics, and excellent value for money. At the bottom, we've got the absolute beast in the PHQ range, the 151. I've actually got a friend who uses 2 of these side by side, and he's collecting so much data, and the resolution is just incredible. That bit of extra focal length, I think, really helps push on those smaller targets as well. The imaging circle on this is huge, just a really beautiful scope. it is heavy, so it needs a decent mount though. That's the one thing to be aware of with the 151. At all the PHQ ranges with those extra optics, they are heavier. These are our eyepiece displays, so this is all of our Stella Lyra, Stella Myra and Ursa Major eyepieces that we have here. These are all set up so you can come along, grab one out and have a hold, have a feel. I think that's important with eyepieces. Have a look at the optics. These have got absolutely beautiful optics. These are really nice eyepieces actually.
80 degrees for those ones.
Yep, 80 degree wide angle.
68 for these, outfield of view. And then we've got the Kitakaru's, beautiful optics, 62 degrees, super sharp.
Yep, and then over here we've got the long eye reliefs.
They're lovely. I own a couple of those. I own the 12.5 and I reach for it a lot actually. It's a really nice eye.
And then we've got
20mm eye relief.
We've got down here the Super Views, which are excellent value 2-inch eyepieces for your dobs if you're just getting started. Excellent sort of choice at that end of the marketplace. And then over on this one we've got our range of tele extenders and Barlows. And a favourite of mine is our Zoom, which I don't think always gets the attention it deserves because it's actually excellent build quality. I use it a lot for outreach. It's absolutely great for solar, to be able to then zoom in on sunspots or details. It's great for the moon as well, to be able to start off with that wider field and then zoom right in. So I think it's always useful to have a zoom in your arsenal. So definitely check that one out. And next to it we've got our ADC, which coming up to planetary season you're going to want if you want to get the best images of the planets. Yeah, it's a bit fiddly to get started, but it really does help with the colours on planets when they're low down. So it is definitely worth exploring those. And then underneath is our new Ursa Major eyepiece range. These are incredibly good value for money. They're great down to F5, even down to F4. They're pretty damn good for their price point. They're excellent build quality, so this is why we put them on display. We want people to see how nice the rubber eye cups are, how solid they are, how nice the feel is, and for their price point, they're just such a good value for money upgrade for most people just getting started. So hopefully we've got the whole array of eyepieces you can ever want there. Moving on to our Starfield stand, so we're the official Starfield retailer here in the UK. Unfortunately, Steve from Starfield was hoping to come over, but due to the Canadian pilot strike hasn't been able to make it, but we've got on display here the Starfield Gear 60, which is a great grab and go flat field pet spool setup. Excellent focuser, excellent build quality, really nice design as well on this, and again oversized dovetails make it a lot easier to focus. The Gear 80 triplet, this model's been around for a little while now, but very solid, tried and tested triplet optics. And then next to that is one of my favourite in the Starfield range, which we use a lot for solar, which is the Starfield 102 F7 doublet. Makes it an excellent choice for solar, either white light with solar film on the front or a glass solar filter on the front, or a wedge, and we'll show you the Starfield wedges in a minute, which work really well with it. Or I use it with a Daystar Quark, and it's excellent. That extra bit of kick of focal length works really well with the Quarks, and it's a great option. We've then got a little cute 32mm guide scope there, which pairs really nicely with them. And then here we have the two wedges, the 1.25 inch, which has only recently come out, and then the big beast of a 2-inch. These have the heat tile on the back that absorbs a lot of that energy from the sun, but it also lets you see sort of a shadow, a diffuse view of where the sun is, so then it can help you line up your telescope and make sure you're bang on the sun. So that's the 2-inch one. Then over here we've got the Gear 115 triplet, really nice optics on this, really decent focuser as well, lovely scope, and it's on the new Skywatcher Wave mounts, harmonic drive mounts from Skywatcher, only recently been launched. We now have some in stock, I believe, right now. This is the 100 on the optional carbon fibre tripods, and the optional extension if you need a bit of extension to prevent any collisions for your longer telescopes.
For scale, so people get an idea of how big it is.
Yeah, I mean these again, the harmonic drives mean you can have a really nice small mount with a huge payload. There's no counterweights on this, and really nice looking mount. Then we've got our parallelogram on display here. So we're now just about to go into production on these, so we'll have a price point and they'll be on the website soon. But this gives you that really silky smooth experience, and just makes it really easy to hold a big pair of binoculars. So that's our parallelogram on our Stellar Lyra tripod. And then we're going to come to our alley of Dobsonians, starting with the absolute beast of a 16-inch. So this is the Stellar Lyra 16-inch f4.5 Dob. This is the one that Rob from Flow uses, and one that I actually have in my garage, one of these as well that I use for outreach. We've both fitted them with the Astro Devices Nexus encoder system, so it makes it a lot easier to find things. Great. These are just great. They fold down for their size. They fold down pretty small with a truss system. Reasonable focuser, can take most eyepieces with no problem at all. Just incredible value for money as well. You know, under £2,000 for a 16-inch Dobsonian with absolutely great mirrors, really great mechanics. These are so smooth on the bearing system, really easy to use. And then the rest of the range this is the 12-inch solid tube. So again, you can see how smooth this is, silky smooth. You can adjust this. Some people like a bit more tension, but we want to just show people how smooth this is, because you know some of the Dobsonians out there, they're not anywhere near as smooth as this, but this silky, absolutely silky smooth. Nice focuser, and we put the right-angled finder on there as standard, which we did that because a lot of people will end up buying the right-angled finder as an add-on, and we thought, well, we'll just include that as a standard, and a lot of people prefer that. These are also the updated versions, which now have handle on top, which makes getting it on and off super easy, and a handle on either side of the base. So again, you can actually carry this with two of you, one either side. It just makes it so much easier to move around. So there's lots of little features in this that make it that we think the best choice of Dobsoni. It now includes 3 eyepieces, so you get 1 2-inch eyepiece and 2 1.25-inch eyepieces, which is a great place to get you started. And all of the Stellar Lyra Dob range comes with 3 eyepieces now. This is the 10-inch, exactly the same, just smaller, obviously, but exactly the same as the 12-inch, and the 8-inch is exactly the same. This is where so many beginners start. It's an absolutely fabulous place to start your astronomy journey. Is an 8-inch Dob. You will see wonderful views of so many objects, deep sky, planetary is all good with the 8-inch, and it's pretty portable, pretty easy to move around, and comes with the same 3 eyepieces. The 6-inch is a little bit different because it's slightly longer focal length, and it's more of a we call it a planetary Dobsonian with that extra focal length. That's really what it suits itself for. Same focuser with the fine 10:1 reduction. We've got it with a different finder to what it normally comes with. We boxed up the wrong one, but it normally comes with a right angle finder, but it's a slightly smaller one because it doesn't warrant such a large aperture finder on the 6-inch sort of baby version. Then we have the entry level Dobsonians, and these are exactly the same mirrors as the Stellar Lyras. The difference is, to keep the price point down, we've gone for a standard focuser without the reduction built in. We haven't got the right-angled finder, and we've got the much simpler spring tension mechanism on the side. It still has the absolutely silky smooth roller base, but it's just we've just kept it a bit simpler. It only comes with 2 1.25-inch eyepieces, not the 2-inch eyepiece, and that's really to keep the price point down, to give people that entry point, you know, at that slightly lower price point. And these are such good value for money, and that's the goal with all of our Ursa Major ranges, is excellent value for money for beginners. So that's why we have the different branding. And I actually, in the flesh, I think this colour looks great. It's kind of this kind of silvery bronze colour. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, I agree. They look really smart.
And I started, one of my first telescopes was a 10-inch version of these with the spring mechanism, and it works incredibly well. So we'll show you this one in the middle. This is our Stellar Lyra wooden tripod. This is excellent value for money for a wooden tripod. Really nice and stable. It's not a burlback. We don't pretend it's a burlback. Burlback is still the pinnacle of wooden tripods. But if your budget can't stretch that far, then this is a good entry-level wooden tripod option. And it's got our Stellar Lyra dual out-azimuth mount on the top. And on that is an 8-inch RC, I think this is, yeah, with a just to have something to show it off on, and yeah, I think it makes a really nice pair, and particularly if you're visual only, These Altaz mounts are really stable, give you really smooth adjustments, really easy to use, and huge payload as well on them, and just really good value for money. You can put a second telescope here, comes with counterweight, it's a great package and works really well with a wooden tripod. Over here we've got something very special, which is a Paramount Mighty. This is the new Series 6000 with a powder coating, so this is absolutely an observatory class mount. Really tried and tested. We use a couple in our remote observatories. Super stable, excellent pointing accuracy. The SkyX modelling is incredible, really solid, really reliable, excellent tracking. This is on the dedicated helium tripod for it, which really sets it off nicely. And then on top we've got a 10-inch truss RC. This one is one that's a part of a project for a university here in the UK, and it's got a Rotarian on the back, which this is the 2.5-inch Rotarian, and this allows you to have 4 imaging trains on one telescope. It's got the Prodigy focuser on it, which is super stable, high payload, which is great for this type of application. And this is heading out shortly to our observatory in Spain to be used for a variety of outreach, photometry, spectroscopy work. So we're really excited about this one, but it makes a really beautiful setup if you're looking for something a bit more pro. So that's our Paramount. Over here is display tree number 1, and this is all of our Stella Lyra, Stella Myra refractors and smaller OTAs like the RCs and the classical cassegrains. This is 125mm carbon fibre, beautiful optics in this, longer focal length, so f7.8, so great for planetary, great for lunar. Does some good solar work as well, and beautiful visual scope. This really punches above its weight, and the carbon fibre makes it so light and easy to move around considering its aperture. So beautiful scope. Next up, another good option for planetary, bit of a special scope, this one, an 80mm f10, kind of an unusual, don't see many in this sort of configuration. Excellent planetary, excellent lunar. That extra focal length really punches through, and being a refractor, not having that secondary obstruction really bumps up the contrast for planetary and lunar work. Really sharp, really nice optics, and these all have fantastic focuses on them. 80mm doublet and 66mm doublet. These have been around a long time. We really like these. These are so solid and reliable optics. Yeah, good focuses, good rack and pinion focuses on these. Nice visual instruments, and nice sort of entry-level imaging instruments as well. So yeah, come have a look at those. Next up, we have a new model, which is actually this is the 8-inch carbon fibre. Sorry, this is not a new model. No, I'm wondering if we've got the wrong tag on that. I think that might be the 6-inch.
I was going to say it looks like a 6-inch.
Yeah, I think that's the
Definitely
6-inch.
a 6-inch.
Yeah, let's take that off. This is the 8-inch. We've got the tag in the wrong place. Bear with us.
I'm starting to realise it was a very good idea to do this.
The walk-through. Yeah. So this is new. This is the 6-inch carbon fibre version of the RC. So it makes it a bit lighter, gives it some different cooling properties, and it looks damn sexy as well. So that always helps with a telescope.
Yeah, the matte finish is actually really nice.
It works really well, doesn't it? Then we've got 110mm doublet. These make great visual instruments. I know people using these for solar as well. White light solar with appropriate filters on the front, obviously. And then above that, we've got a couple of our reflectors. So we've got a 6-inch f5 and a 6-inch f4, just to show people some reflector options. These great for imaging. Certainly the f4 probably more popular for the imaging, but no reason you couldn't use the f5 as well. f5 probably gives you a little bit more options for visual, but both really nice build quality, really nice mirrors, being GSO, great mirrors, good dual speed focusers, and excellent value for money scopes. So definitely worth a look. These are a mixture of RC, so we've got another 8-inch RC at the bottom.
I think that might be the classical cassegrain.
All right, classical cassegrain, yeah. I think you're right, smaller secondary. I think we're getting some of our tags mixed up. And then we've got an 8-inch carbon RC. Then we've got a 6-inch RC. and then a 6-inch classical Cassegrain. So you see the RCs and the classical Cassegrain look very similar externally, but the RC will be f8 and the classical Cassegrain will be, well, they're f8 or f9 depending on which aperture, and the classical Cassegrains are around the f12, so, and have the smaller secondary. So the RCs are probably better suited for deep sky imaging, classical Cassegrains, planetary and lunar, higher resolution work, and excellent value for money scopes. So come take a look. Still got lots to show you. Over here we have something very, very special. So we have sat on the Iobtron Tri-Pier 360, which is their really heavy duty Tri-Pier. We've got a JTW GTR mount that we're actually testing at present. This has now been replaced with the GTS, the newer version, which is coming out soon, which has got a whole bunch of improvements over the GTR version, but it's still huge payload. This is 75 kilo payload, direct friction drive, uses the on-step control software, really designed for remote observatory use, built-in home sensor. You can add encoders to this. It has fail-safe magnetic brake, incredible tracking accuracy, and great. The on-step software system is now very mature, works really well. ASCOM drivers, all the things you would expect. But this is just an absolute beast, really is. And then on top we've got an Orion Optics 12-inch ODK. So we are now Orion Optics retailers here in the UK, and you'll be seeing these on our website very soon. This is a modified dual Kirkham imaging scope that has the built-in corrector, beautiful optics as you would expect from Orion Optics, and this looks great in the carbon fibre. And this is something we're actually testing as well at the moment, and we will hope to have some images and data from this on our website soon. But yeah, come and check this out and take your picture next to this. This is also another beast of a setup. Right, now we're going to head over to the rest of our display, and this is just our centre section, so this is only about halfway so far. Next up we have our smart telescope section. So we have one of the few available in the country of these. This is a Celestron Origin smart telescope. Lots of interest in this at the moment. Super fast optics. We're really excited to give this one a try and see what we can do with it. It's the kind of first of the smart telescopes with actually a decent aperture, 6-inch aperture. Interest in using the super fast Raza optics as well, so that's going to be really, really cool to see some data coming through on this. With all the smart telescopes, same sort of principle. All the cleverness is built in. You just use an app on your phone, and it, in theory, does everything for you. You choose your target, it goes to the target, does the capturing for you. This is very grab and go. This is what the biggest smart telescope available really now, but it is still reasonably grab and go. I can pick this up single-handed and move it around, no problem. It's heavy, but it's not heavy. I would have no problem moving that out into the garden. Then we also have the Vionis Hestia, which is a optics-only add-on for your smartphone, and then there's an app that goes with it. Does a really good job of lunar and solar. Comes with a solar filter. Next up is the Vespera 2 smart telescope. This has got the upgraded sensor in. Looks very similar to the original Vespera externally, but has the improved sensor in. These are fantastic. They produce super quality images.
Yeah, the IMX 585 sensor is great.
It's a killer, and it's a great option. The Dwarf, which I know Chris is a particular fan of. This has got the twin lenses built in. We've got a few of these left now, but really we're all excited to wait for the new Dwarf 3, which will be with us very soon, we hope.
Yeah. When this first came out, it was really great for the portability and what it could do for the portability.
Yeah, the fact it all fits in this little tiny bag.
Going to compete with the C-Star a bit more.
Yeah, and then there's the tried and tested C-Star at this point. I mean, you can see how many of these we've got behind us on sale here today. These are incredibly popular telescopes. The app just keeps getting better and better. I know the Mosaic mode is now in development. It may be being released soon if it hasn't already been released. I've used the Sea Star so much, and
People have been crying out for that mosaic
Yeah.
mode, because that's just what it needs to make it just really superb.
But I think, for its price point and its capability, it's just an incredible option. We've got some accessories on this. We've got a tripod adjuster on this, which makes getting it nice and level at the beginning really easy. And we've got a bunch of our other accessories, the Barton mask, our solar filter, lens cap, dew shield and filter holder all on display and for sale here as well. Then we've got the Vestbearer Pro, which is the Pro version of the original Vestbearer. So this has got the IMX676 sensor, so it's a much higher megapixel sensor, improved optics, improved battery, more storage, a whole bunch of additional features they've added into this. We've only just had this demo one a short while now, and we've already seen some great results, and we're looking forward to trying that out even more. So come along and talk to us about these. Next up, we have the last in the PHQ range that I missed out before, which is the 130 PHQ, and this is on the ZWO AM5N mount. So this is the upgraded version of the AM5 with new power outputs and routing and payload and various other improvements. And it's on a pulsar pier using our prototype pier plate for the AM5, which will be available soon. So this will be on our website soon. People have been asking for a pier adapter for the AM5 mounts, and it is coming very soon. There's the first one. Then we've got some ZWO bits and pieces on our ZWO stand. The main one being the new 2600 Air, which is a 2600 camera with an ASI Air built in essentially. Incredible that they've managed to do this, absolutely incredible. So you've got a USB port on the back, power outputs on the back, so you feed power in and then you can feed power back out, plug all your other accessories into it, and it's going to make portable astrophotography so much easier and lighter and less cables and all that good stuff. Next we have a whole bunch of flow people. Say hello, flow people.
Hello, flow people.
Can we squeeze in and show people? So this is Colin at a Starbox.
Hello.
And this is a very clever little gadget that's going to be on the website very soon. So this allows you to essentially build your own control device using open source software or whatever software you like. There's a Raspberry Pi in here, and then there's a special hat system on the top which gives you power input and power output and dew control for your setup. So if you want those kind of capabilities that some of those other devices like the ASI Air give you, but you have hardware that's not compatible, then this is the way to go. This will give you access to all the open source software that's out there, all the drivers that are out there, so you'll be able to run pretty much anything on this. And it's going to come in a kit form, so it will give you that flexibility to build the system how you want. And Colin has a demo unit here showing what it might look like in the field with all your cables going into it, and you can control it all from the software. And if you want some more information on this, get in touch with us, but it will be on the website very soon. Colin can give you a live demo, I think, of...
Yeah, so this is basically it running SkyX running on the machine, taking some images, and then we've also got a little UI here which allows you to turn the power on and off, so you can see, hopefully see the LED going off if I click the button.
So this...
it's very easy to turn the power on and off.
So this will be great for remote use, back garden use, all those areas where you want to control your cabling, control your power, but you want that open source, you want that control of the software. The SkyX drivers, there is indie drivers, or there's going to be indie drivers. There's loads of information on the Starbox website, and it will be on the Flow website very soon. So any questions about that, get in touch with us. We're not going to cover a huge amount of this section because you've got to be here to enjoy this section. You've got to come to the show. This is the Flow clearance corner. And we've been saving up a load of our B stock items, and there's some incredible offers in here. Come and have a look at it. Come and have a good old mooch and a rummage around and grab a bargain. Cheeky offers are welcome, but don't be offended if we say no. And as I say, you need to be here to get the benefit of these clearance corners. So come out to these shows. It's a really, really good experience to meet up with us, meet up with fellow astronomers, grab a bargain, have a look at all these incredible telescopes, and yeah, and there's an American hot food van outside that we're very much looking forward to later with hot dogs and burgers. Right, something else very special here. You won't have seen one of these. This is a pimped out EQ8. So this is a Skywatcher EQ8 that has been upgraded to the max. This has got every upgrade going by Shibumi Astro. So anti-backlash gearing, upgraded bearings, upgraded clutches, increased payload, different upgraded saddle, But also, look, you've got 2 telescopes on it. You shouldn't have 2 telescopes on an EQ8. So, okay, this is now it should be on a canted pier in a sort of Altaz mode on a canted pier rather than in this configuration. We don't have the canted pier on. We don't have the canted pier here, so this is just for demo. But you can see how this is the standard saddle up the top. But you've now got a second telescope on the bottom. So if you've got a remote observatory and you want to maximise your aperture, maximise the amount of imaging time you're going to do, this is a fantastic way, at incredible value really, to have 2 telescopes of this kind of magnitude. And there you've got an ASCAR 185, 185mm triplet, absolute beast of a telescopes. There's a 203 version about to come out, but this just unbelievable value for money for 185mm triplet apo.
I think you have to stand next to that one for scale, please.
I think I could probably get in it for scale.
It really is a beast.
It's a beautiful instrument. Absolutely lovely optics. About 6'2", 6'2", 6'3". So this is huge. And then we've got next to it a 12-inch truss classical Cassegrain as well. So you can imagine if you had this in a remote observatory, you've got an incredible wide field deep sky imaging telescope in the 185, and then you've got this super long focal length classical Cassegrain for planetary. I mean, it's a killer combination. So this really is the way to pack in as much as possible in a remote observatory, often where you're paying per pier space. So this is the way you get 2 telescopes in that one pier space. And yeah, with the EQ8, with all those upgrades and the huge payload, super reliable setup, great for remote use. Come and talk to us about this. And if you've already got an EQ8, come and have a chat, because we now can install all of these upgrades for you, or you can buy the upgrade kits. We've got a whole bunch on sale here. You can come talk to Tony, who's designed all of these. Have a chat about what you need for your EQ8 to take it to that next level. And that's what it's about. It's about taking your EQ8 that you might have had for a few years, is getting a bit tired, and you want to take it to the next level. You want to make those improvements, improve the tracking, improve the reliability, all that kind of good stuff. Come and talk to us. Next up, we have our solar section. So here, most of this stuff is actually flow outreach gear. We do a lot of outreach events. If you want us to come along to one of your events, give us a shout. This is Rob's Lunt double stack system. Fantastic full disc double stack, so you see so much contrast on the surface. We used this a couple of weekends ago and it gives excellent views. Next up is the rig I mentioned earlier. This is an ASCAR 120 again with an ERF on the front, and then it's got the quantum system on the back. The prominences through this are killer. I've not seen prominences as sharp and as detailed and as high resolution as I've seen through this. So absolutely stunning setup for outreach, and you may see this at an event sometime soon. This is the other one I use for outreach, generally with kids. This is a Solar Quest Skywatcher mount, so it auto tracks as auto finds it. Someone's managed to put it on backwards, which is really embarrassing. So shh, you didn't see that. Don't know what you're talking about. We won't fire whoever did that.
It wasn't me.
Yeah, well, someone's going to get guns later for that, I think. But there we go. That's the right way around. It should go. And this has got a Solar Quest. That's Solar Quest mount, but it's got the Solar Scout 60 on top, which is a Daystar all-in-one system. You just give it power, and its hydrogen alpha telescope gives great views. Almost sort of that double stack, sort of high contrast views that you get. Next up is the new Acuta Solaris. So this is an 80mm white light. It already has the white light filter built in. It's got a filter system built in which gives you different color filters, can help bring out more detail or different contrast, has a built-in zoom eyepiece, and optionally you can get it with this mount, which is the same as the Solar Quest mount, but just branded Acuta and silver. And again, it makes a great outreach setup, nice and safe, easy to use, really good white light views. And then we've got some other solar stuff. We've got some quarks on display here, and we've got Gary Palmer here running our solar section. So any questions you've got about solar whatsoever, come along and have a chat with us. And then over here we've got our remote observatory section. So this is an example of one of the options we have in our remote observatory. This is the 90mm package. These are available to rent in our remote observatory, where you get full dedicated access on a monthly rental basis. You log in remotely, and this is how we supply it, all ready to go, and we give you full training. Get in touch if you want any information about that, but all the information is on our website, remoteobservatory.com. and there's a bit more information about over here. And then we're joined by Dave Eagle on our stand. He's trying to run away in the background. Dave's got some of his books on sale on the stand today, so if you're here, come along and have a chat with Dave and come and buy one of his books. The Affinity one is especially excellent if you're just getting into Affinity and wanting to move away from Photoshop. Lots and lots of tips and tricks in there. And the high resolution lunar and planetary is really popular as well. And we're coming up to planetary season, so come along, have a browse and have a chat with Dave. We'll just finish off, this isn't our stand, but we'll just finish off with our friends at Pulsar. They've got their observatories on display. This is a 2.2 with a new motor system. Come along and see how quickly this spins around. This is their new design. Makes it easier to build, but also it's got some beautiful new detailing. It looks super smart, really reliable. Who wouldn't want one of these in their back garden? Available in any colour you can think of. As long as it's white, no, you can have other colours, but no, these are beautiful, and we happened to put it together yesterday, and it's so easy to put together. They really have got a lot of attention to detail, and the drive system just works beautifully. So if you want a completely autonomous dome system, these are the guys to come and talk to at Pulsar. Right, folks, we're back. We forgot something. Can you believe it? I mean, we've got so much stuff going on. We forgot a whole section of our stand. So we forgot this. This is a Japanese-made J-scope 80mm 1200mm focal length. So this is absolutely stonking achromat. If you're looking for that more traditional long focal length Japanese made telescope, these have got a nice focuser on actually. Sometimes these haven't got the best focusers, but this one's really pretty decent focuser, Crayford focuser, but it's actually very solid and secure. And we've actually got it on our Astro Central's Altazimuth fork mount on our Stella Lyra carbon fibre tripod. So it makes a really nice grab and go Altaz.
F15?
Yeah, F15. I was trying to do the maths in my head then quietly. 1200 divided by 80, F15.
Yep.
And then we missed our small telescope section, display section. So you won't have seen one of these yet. This should be on our website now, but it's brand new. It's a 4.5-inch classical Cassegrain, very small secondary, high contrast, big chunky focuser on it. Really good price point. Great little beginner planetary scope. And then we've got our small telescope section. So we've got a nice little display stand here, which means you can come and grab one of these and slide it out and have a little look. I'm never going to be able to slide it back in now, but it means you can actually grab hold and have a look at these things, which I think is really important. So we've got a little FMA 135, great little wide field camera. We use the bigger brother of that, the FMA 230, as a wide field rig over in Spain, but you've also got the FMA 180, helical kind of camera lens type focuser, really nice optics, flat fields, take a decent size sensor actually, but give you those more very wide field kind of views, particularly if you're trying to get, which was my aim, was to try and get Horsehead and Orion all in one field of view. These are the kind of scopes that will let you do that. The Sharp Star 50, it is so cute, really dinky little thing, crazy price as well.
Compared to the size of my hand.
Perfect for a truck and a carry-on bag on the plane, grab and go, portable astrophotography setup. Then we've got, they mixed up the Red Cat, that's a, there we go.
We're so glad we did this walk around.
We talked about the Red Cat 71 earlier. This is the 51. This is where it all started, which has now moved to the centre focusing we talked about before.
Yeah, no vignetting, no tilt.
Beautiful telescopes. This is new, the SQA 55. It replaced the ACL 200. Really interesting little scope. Kind of more like a camera lens, great optics, quintuplet airspace, sort of Petzval design, so again you don't need to worry about that back focus position. f4.8, really good imaging circle, really nice grab and go scope, and then we've got a ZWO 65mm at the end here, again flat field, quintuplet, don't need to worry about back focus, decent focuses on these, really nice focuses actually on these. And come have a look, come have a play. And we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.